What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, bigboyfactsjonnytv, and today I'll go my AEW Forbidden Door review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications to get notified when I premiere a brand new video or go live on YouTube every Sunday and every Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Follow my social media, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch and Discord down below in the description. Now let's get started. Now, AEW Forbidden Door was a good show. It was the best pay-per-view of the year, and I give it a 9.9 out of 10. Alright, let me go over the match card. It says we got Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada. IWGP United States Championship match. Kenny Omega versus Will Osprey. We got the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Coming by Hook versus Sonata. Then we got the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. We got the Hiroshi Tanahashi versus MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. We got Darby Allin and Sting and Darby Allin and Tatsuya Nato versus Manuel Suzuki and Lee Sex God, Chris Jericho, and Sammy Guevara. We got Takesha, Shota Uno, and Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston, Tomohiro Ishii, and the Elite, Hangman Adam Page, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson. Then we got the AEW International Champion, International Championship match, Orange Cassidy versus Kashuri Shibata versus Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm versus Willow Nightingale. Men's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament quarterfinal match. CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima. Then we got the Women's Owen Hart Invitational Cup quarterfinal. Athena versus Billy Starks. And then we got STU Grayson versus El Phantasmo. Then we got Mogul and Basi and Swerve Strickland, Brian Cage, and Khan and Toa Loa. Coming by Prince Nana versus El Desperado and Chaos, Chuck Taylor, Ricky Morado, and Trent Beretta. And then we got the United Empire, Jeff Cobb, Kyle Flasher, and TJP versus Lost and Joe Nobles del Japan, Hamaru Takahashi, Shinjo Taki, and Bush. And those for the match cards. So we go to RJ City, Renee Paquette. Welcome the audience to the broadcast before pressing along to the broadcast team. Best Cowboy, Kevin Kelly, and Chris Carlton ahead of the opening match. So we get Mogul and Bassey, Swerve, Strickland, Brian Cage, Kong, and Toa Lona, coming by Prince Nato versus El Desperado, and Chaos, Chuck Taylor, Ricky Romano, and Trent Beretta. And this match right here, this match was okay for what it was. Then it says Romano and Kong began to open contest, locking up before Kong attacked Romano into the corner. Romano hit a gut kick on Kong before hitting a hurricane on Kong. Trent and Romano hit a double hip toss before hitting a PK kick / standing moonsault combo on Kong for a near fall. Taylor and Trent hit a double elbow drop on Kong for a near fall. Taylor was distracted by Lona before Kong caught Taylor with a jab. Taylor hit the feet in a running boot on Leona before Trent hit a Dyson crossbody on Leona. Taylor and Trent tossed Cage to the outside before Desperado and Romano tossed Swerve, Strickland, and Khan to the outside. El Desperado and all the members of Chaos hit downs on all members of the Mogul and Vasi on the outside. Back in the ring, Trent hit 2 chops on Leona responded with a vicious pop-up Samoan drop on Trent before sending Trent flying to the outside of an Irish whip, with Khan catching him on the outside with a short back in the ring. Khan tagged in and hit a springboard swanton on Trent before a near fall. Khan tagged in Cage before Cage and Leona hit a double shoulder tackle / senton drop combo on Trent before Swerve Strickland tag in and hit a brainbuster on Leona. Kong lock in a guillotine choke on Trent before he placed Trent on the top rope. Kong went for a superplex, but Trent hit an elbow strike to drop Kong, but Cage caught him and hit a Death Valley driver on Trent on the outside on Trent to the outside. Leona went for a senton on the apron, but Trent evaded. Brian Cage hit a pump kick on Desperado to send him off the apron before going for a discuss later on Trent, but Trent evaded and hit a half and half suplex on Cage. Leona and Khan dropped Romano and Taylor off the apron before Swerve hit a diving uppercut on Trent's back. Mogul and Bassi hit corner splashes on Trent before Leona went for one of his own, but Trent evaded before hitting a up kick on Swerve and tagging in El Desperado. El Desperado came in high and hit a spine buster on Swerve on Swerve and a chop in a roundhouse kick on Cage and the leg sweep on Kong into the shotgun drop kick for Kong onto Leona and hit Swerve with the headbutt. Chaos randomly hugged Desperado in the ring, allowing Mongol and Bassi to attack them from behind. Mongol and Bassi then hit a swinging powerbomb into a PK kick on Desperado for the pin, but Romero broke the pin. Romero hit the sliced bread on Swerve, but Khan caught him with a gut buster. Taylor hit a pile driver on Khan, but Leona dropped him before Trent hit Leona with a DDT. Cage accidentally hit a discuss lariat on Swerve before Trent and Taylor hit the strong zero on Swerve, but Khan broke the pin. Romero went for the sliced bread on Swerve, but Cage caught him before Cage and Swerve hit an F5/cutter combo on Romero. Swerve ending end proceedings by hitting the diving foot stomp on Romero for the pinfall win. The winner of the match, Mogul and Bassi, Swerve Strickland, Brian Cage, Kong, and Toa Leona. This was okay for what it was. Okay match for what it was. There was a video package for Wonder Kenny Omega versus Real Osprey for later on the night. So we get an Owen Hart. So we get a Women's Owen Hart Invitational Cup quarterfinals match. Athena versus Billy Starks. This match was okay for what it was. Okay. Billy Starks got a roll up on Athena before hitting a series of chest kicks and a black mass on Athena for a near fall. Athena caught Billy Starks flush with an uppercut before running the ropes, but Billy Starks caught her and hit the Your Girl Show on Athena for a near fall. I'm not Zoe. Billy Starks got Athena's legs and caught her with a forearm strike, but Athena slammed Billy Starks into the middle turnbuckle with the Tigers. Athena got Billy Starks and hit a snap suplex before rolling over and hitting a face buster, sending Billy Starks crashing into her ribs. Athena terrorized terrorized the referee before hitting an Irish whip into a slam on Billy Starks off the middle rope. Athena hit a slap and a gut kick on Billy Starks in the corner before hitting a snapmare into a penalty kick on Starks. Athena climbed to the top rope and went for the zero face, but Starks caught her with a thirst kick before hitting a Death Valley bomb on Athena for near fall. Starks hit a snapmare into a penalty kick on Athena before climbing the top rope, but Athena caught her with a forearm strike. Athena met Starks on the top rope before hitting a Frankenstein a pop up power bomb and a thirst kick on Starks for a near fall. Athena hit Starks Athena and Starks exchange the vicious forearm strikes and a shotgun drop kick before Athena went for a standing moonsault, but Starks invaded before hitting a sliding drop kick on Athena for a near fall. So Billy Starks went to the top rope, but Athena rolled onto the apron. Billy Starks went for a swanton on Athena off the apron, but Athena invaded to send Billy Starks crashing into the apron before catching her with a running knee on the outside. Athena got Billy Starks back in the ring and hit a torture rack GTS on Billy Starks for the pinfall win. The winner of the match, Athena. This match was okay for what it was. There was a video package promoting the match between Bryan Danielson and Kazuchika Okada for the main event of the evening. Alright, so we get the SCU Grayson accompanied by Vince and Dutch of the Writers versus El Phantasmo. And this match right here, this was I'm not supposed to say this was alright for what it was. This match was alright for what it was. Grayson and Phantasmo shook hands before Grayson caught Phantasmo with a boot kick. Grayson laid down the stump on Phantasmo in the corner, but Phantasmo responded with a takedown before catching Grayson with a running dropkick. Phantasmo went to the ropes and attempt a crossbody, but Grayson caught him and sent Phantasmo crashing onto the mat for a near fall. Grayson hit a chest kick on Phantasmo. Phantasmo hit a forearm strike on Grayson before the two Canadian boys exchanged vicious chops. Grayson and Phantasmo hit slap on each other and exchanged punches before Phantasmo hit the purple nipple on Grayson, but Grayson caught him with a knee strike to send him onto the apron on a delayed before hitting a swanton on Phantasmo onto the patron. Back in the ring, Phantasmo hit a springboard crossbody before hitting a toe suicide on Grayson to the outside. Grayson rolled out of position to evade Phantasmo, but Phantasmo hit a swanton before hitting Grayson with a lion saw for a near fall. Grayson hit a Uranus on Phantasmo before hitting a vicious F5 on Phantasmo for a near fall. Grayson climbed to the top rope, but Phantasmo caught him with an insecurity kick before catching him with the Frankensteiner into a frog splash on Grayson to get the pin on Grayson, but Grayson kicks out. Phantasmo went for a third kick, but Grayson blocks it before hitting a Pele kick and hitting a 450 splash on Phantasmo to get the pin on the head banger, but Phantasmo kick out. Grayson got Phantasmo on a torture rack, but Phantasmo invaded before hitting the Jody Flush DDT into the Styles Clash on Grayson for the pinfall win. The winner of the match, El Phantasmo. This match was fine for what it was. There was a video package promoting the match between MJF and Hiroshi Tanahashi for the opening match for the main broadcast. So we get the United Empire, Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher, and TJP versus Lost and Joe Nobles del Japan, Hamaru Takahashi, Shinjo Taki and Bush. Taji and Bushy. And this match right here, this was a quick match. The United Empire immediately attacked Lij to begin the match. Bushy hit a bulldog kick combo on Fletcher and TJP, but Cobb pulled Bush to the outside before sending him crashing into the broadcast table. Back in the ring, TJP hit a springboard senton on Bushy before Fletcher tagged in and hit Bushy with a scoop slam. Jeff Cobb tagged in before hitting a gut kick, a shoulder tackle, and a standing moonsault on Bushy before a near fall, followed by a drop kick shining off the apron. Jeff Cobb hit a back elbow on Bushy, but Bushy caught him with a solid drop kick before hitting before tagging in Tanahashi. Amaru hit a Hurricanrana on Jeff Cobb before he causing TJP to hit a Hurricanrana on Fletcher. Tanahashi tossed TJP onto Jeff Cobb before crashing Jeff Cobb with a Hurricanrana for a near fall. Takashi Takahashi went for another Hurricanrana on Jeff Cobb, but Jeff Cobb caught him and hit a vicious overhead suplex. Shingo and Fletcher tagging and exchanged elbow strikes before Fletcher hit a Snapdragon into a thirst kick on Shingo, which TJP responded by hitting a crossbody on Shingo. TJP and Fletcher hit corners splashes on Shingo, followed by Jeff Cobb hitting a twisted back suplex before TJP hitting a splash on Shingo for a near fall. TJP hit a spinning heel kick on TJP, but Shingo responded with a pop-up Death Valley driver on TJP, hit the war crime sequence on TJP before Shingo hit a King Kong Lariat on the former WWE Cruiserweight Champion for a near fall. Takahashi sent Jeff Cobb to the outside before hitting him with a drop kick, while Bushi hit a toe suicide on Fletcher on the outside. Meanwhile, in the ring, TJP went for the tornado DT on Shingo, but Shingo blocked it before hitting a third kick and hitting a lariat on TJP. Shingo then ended proceedings by hitting the delayed made in Japan on TJP for the pinfall win. The winner of the match lost in Nobles, the Japan, Hamaru Takahashi, Shingo, and Taiji and Bushi. This match was, was quick. So we get main broadcast. Escobar, Taz, and Kevin Kelly welcome to the audience to the broadcast before transitioning to the opening match for the main show. So we get the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Good match. This was a good match right here. MJF intimidated Tanahashi to begin the match. The two lock up before Tanahashi dropped MJF to the mat before playing the air guitar. The two lock up again before MJF dropped Tanahashi before playing air guitar of his own. Tanahashi hit a shoulder tackle on MJF to send him to the outside. MJF walked down to the ramp before Tanahashi organized a chant to call MJF a coward. This pissed MJ off before he got back in the ring. MJF extended his hand to Tanahashi for sportsmanship before going for a gut kick, but Tanahashi caught him with a left jab. MJF got the referee in between himself and Tanahashi before slamming Tanahashi into the middle turnbuckle and sending him crashing into the top rope. MJF locked in a waistlock on Tanahashi before catching him with a knee lift onto the abdomen. Tanahashi got MJF in a schoolboy for a near fall before running the ropes, but MJF reverses it with a ambitional stretch. MJF continued to hold the rope while holding the ambitional stretch, but the referee caught him and kicked MJF's hand off the ropes before Tanahashi hit a hip toss on MJF. Tanahashi hit a forearm strike on MJF and caught him with a series of jabs before hitting a flipping senton on MJF for a near fall. Tanahashi climbed to the top rope, but MJF caught him with a jab into the abdomen. MJF went for a superplex on Tanahashi, but Tanahashi slammed MJF onto the mat before hitting MJF with a diamond crossbody on MJF. Tanahashi hit an Irish whip on MJF, but MJF flipped into the apron before climbing the top rope. Tanahashi caught him and hit the rocket launcher for a near fall. Tanahashi climbed the top rope, but MJF moved the rope to send him crashing into the top turnbuckle. MJF saw the opening and hit a superplex on MJF to get Tanahashi for the pin, but Tanahashi kicked out at 2. MJF went for the Heat Seeker on Tanahashi, but Tanahashi sent him into the mat. Tanahashi got back in the ring, but MJF caught him with a shoulder breaker on Tanahashi for a near fall. MJF spat in the face of Tanahashi before calling Tanahashi a joke. Tanahashi popped back up to confront MJF before telling MJF to hit him with his best shot, but MJF hit an eye poke on Tanahashi. MJF ran at Tanahashi, but Tanahashi caught him with a dragon screw before locking in a Texas Cloverleaf on MJF. But MJF broke the hold by grabbing the ropes. MJF hit a knee strike on Tanahashi, but Tanahashi responded by hitting the twist and shot before hitting the sling blade on MJF. Tanahashi climbed to the top rope before going for the high fly flow, but MJF blocked it with his own injured knee. MJF grabbed the championship off the timekeeper's table, but the referee took it away. Tanahashi got MJF with a schoolboy, but the referee did not see it. As Tanahashi argued with the referee, MJF pushes Tanahashi into the referee before catching him with a diamond ring assisted Punk on Tanahashi for the pinfall win. The winner and still your AEW World Champion, MJF. This was a good match. So we get the Men's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament quarterfinal match. CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima. This match right here, and yeah, this was pretty good match right here. The first of the men's Owen Cup quarter final bouts begins with the two locking up before Kojima lock in a headlock on CM Punk, followed by a shoulder block on CM Punk. Kojima and CM Punk lock up again before CM Punk lock in a headlock, but Kojima Kojima responded with a shoulder block on CM Punk. The two lock up again before Kojima backed CM Punk in the corner and fired away with punches, followed by a hip toss and a shoulder tackle on CM Punk before popping his pec. CM Punk caught Kojima with a gut kick before sending him to the outside and popping his pec outside of the ring. Kojima and CM Punk exchanged chops on the barricade before Kojima sent CM Punk flying over the barricade into the timekeeper's table. Still outside of the ring, CM Punk caught Kojima with a chop before getting on the apron, but Kojima caught him with a chop block. Back in the ring, Kojima stopped away at CM Punk before running the ropes, but CM Punk caught him with a drop kick. CM Punk hit a scoop slam before hitting the leg drop on Kojima. Canceling Hulk Hogan to the chorus of boos from the crowd. Kojima popped back up and hit a series of chops on Kojima, but CM Punk responded with a series of punches before hitting a snapmare into the lethal lateral press on Kojima for a near fall. CM Punk hit a series of lariats on Kojima into the corner before hitting a back suplex on Kojima for a near fall. Kojima hit a chop on Kojima before hitting a Mongolian chop on Kojima in the corner. CM Punk went for the corner splash, but Kojima evaded before hitting the machine gun chop on CM Punk. CM Punk walked into the other corner, but Kojima caught him with another series of machine gun chops on CM Punk. Kojima hit a forearm strike on CM Punk into the corner before hitting a vicious diving elbow drop on CM Punk right in the for a near fall. Kojima hit a series of forearm strikes on CM Punk before catching him with a DDT. Kojima locked in a canvas on CM Punk, but CM Punk pushes him into the corner before catching him with a rising knee strike before followed by a lariat. CM Punk climbed to the top rope before hitting an elbow drop on Kojima for a near fall, but CM Punk immediately responded with a lock in the Anaconda Vice. Kojima hit a series of rich hand shots on CM Punk to break the hold, but CM Punk got back up. CM Punk hit two Mongolian chops before going for the GTS, but Kojima hit a series of elbows before hitting a series of Mongolian chops into the Koji cutter on CM Punk. Kojima went for his signature lyric, but CM Punk evaded and hits a neck breaker on Kojima for a near fall. CM Punk hit a series of elbows and chops before grabbing Kojima for the GTS. CM Punk went for the GTS, but Kojima blocked it before hitting a chop and a brainbuster on CM Punk for a near fall. Kojima went for the lariat on CM Punk, but CM Punk invaded before hitting the GTS on Kojima to get the pinfall win, advancing into the Owen Hart Foundation tournament semifinals. The winner of the match, CM Punk. This match was pretty good match right here. All Out was announced to take place in the United States, in the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. So we get the AEW International Championship match: Orange Cassidy versus Kazuri Shibata versus Daniel Garcia versus Zack Sabre Jr. This match was good. Um, Cassidy hit a tongue kick on all three before Orange Cassidy put Sabre Jr. into a Shibata. Cassidy hit a toe suicide on Shibata and Sabre Jr. Daniel Garcia locked in a Dragon Tamer on Orange Cassidy, but Shibata broke the hold before locking in a figure four on Cassidy. Sabre Jr. hit a neck crank on Orange Cassidy before locking in a death lock arm drag combo by Orange Cassidy, but Garcia broke the hold. Garcia, Shibata, and Sabre Jr. exchanged strikes before Garcia hit a double lariat on the two and did his dance. The four competitors exchanged boot kicks before catching each other with boot kicks all once. Shibata locked in a Cobra twist while Sabre Jr. locked in the Cobra twist on Orange Cassidy. Shibata and Sabre Jr. broke the holes and exchange strikes. Sabre Jr. and Shibata hit were locked in a sleepers by Daniel Garcia and Orange Cassidy, but they continued to exchange strikes. The four competitors exchanged suplexes before Orange Cassidy hit the Stone Dog Millionaire into a tornado DT on Daniel Garcia for a near fall. Sabre Jr. got Orange Cassidy's hand and sent him into the apron before driving Cassie's fingers driven Orange Cassidy's fingers into the apron, but Orange Cassidy pushes Sabre Jr. into the ring post. Meanwhile, in the ring, Garcia slams Shibata with the ROH Pure title to get the pin, but Shibata kicked out. Garcia fired away with forearm strikes on Shibata, but Shibata popped back up and fired away the strikes on Sabre Jr. before catching him with a stalling dropkick. Shibata and Cassidy sat down in the center of the ring and exchanged slaps before Orange Cassidy puts his hands in his pockets and hit the orange punch on Shibata. Stay on his feet, but hitting a forearm on Cassidy. Shibata went for the power driver on Orange Cassidy, but Orange Cassidy reverses it with a beach break for a near fall. Sabre Jr. came back in the ring and worked on Orange Cassidy's hand before locking in a hold on Orange Cassidy. But Daniel Garcia broke the hold. Sabre Jr. hit a Pele kick and blasting Daniel Garcia with a forearm. Sabre Jr. locked in another hold on Orange Cassidy, but Shibata broke it by locking in a sleeper before going for a penalty kick. Sabre Jr. went for the European clutch, but Daniel Garcia broke the pin. Daniel Garcia tossed Shibata to the outside before Daniel Garcia got Sabre Jr. in a backslide into a pile driver on Sabre Jr. Shibata caught Daniel Garcia flush with a penalty kick. Orange Cassidy tossed Shibata to the outside before getting Daniel Garcia for the pinfall win. Shibata, Orange Cassidy, Sabre Jr. argued in the ring before Shibata and Orange Cassidy shook hands. The winner, Orange Cassidy, and still your international champion, Orange Cassidy. So we get the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. So we got an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Sonata accompanied by Du Du Dookie versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry, accompanied by Hook. Now this match right here, this was a solid match right here. Solid. The match began with the referee. Red shoes being shouted out by the referee. Sonata and Jungle Boy lock up, but Sonata backed Jungle Boy into the ropes. The two lock up again before Sonata hit a shoulder tackle on Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy rolled through and locked in the snare trap on Sonata, but Sonata went to the ropes to break the hold. Sonata and Jungle Boy ran the ropes before Sonata caught Jungle Boy with a drop kick to send him to the outside. Sonata schemed the cat onto the apron, but Jungle Boy caught Sonata with a drop kick before hitting the toe suicide to the outside. Back in the ring, Jungle Boy got the lateral press on Sonata, but Sonata kicked out at 2. Sonata and Jungle Boy exchanged shots before Jungle Boy went for the Paradise Lock, but Jungle Boy evaded. Jungle Boy went for a sunset flip, but Sonata locked Jungle Boy in the Paradise Lock with a wrap him up in a knot before catching Jungle Boy with a shotgun drop kick into Jungle Boy's but for a near fall. The two exchanged shots, but before Sonata dropped Jungle Boy onto the mat. Jungle Boy ran the ropes, but Sonata caught him with a big boot, but Jungle Boy popped back up and hit a drop kick on Sonata. But Jungle Boy hit a third kick, a lariat and tiger driver on Sonata for a near fall. Jungle Boy went for a suplex on Sonata, but Sonata responded by hitting a neck twist. Jungle Boy and Sonata exchanged strikes in the center of the ring before Jungle Boy hit a vicious chop on Sonata. Sonata hit a chop of his own on Jungle Boy, but Jungle Boy responded with a weak uppercut. Sonata hit an uppercut on Jungle Boy before going for a second, but Jungle Boy got a backslide on Sonata for a near fall. Sonata went for a Death Valley driver on Jungle Boy, but Jungle Boy responded by locking in a Dragon Sleeper before Sonata got the rope break. Jungle Boy ran the ropes, but Sonata caught him with a TKO for a near fall. Sonata went for a reverse suplex, but Jungle Boy landed on his feet before catching him with the poison runner. Sonata hit a poison runner on Jungle Boy before catching Jungle Boy with a shiny wizard for a near fall. Sonata hit a backbreaker on Jungle Boy before hitting a moonsault press on Jungle Boy off the top rope for a near fall. The winner is still your IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Sonata. This match was solid for what it was. Um After the match, Hook lifted Jungle Boy's hand on the ramp, but Jungle Boy caught Hook flush with a vicious lariat. Jungle Boy picked up Hook FTW Championship before tossing it onto Hook, which caused Taz to lose it on the broadcast table after Jungle Boy attacked his son. Now, I am so happy that Jungle Boy turned heel on Hook. I was waiting for that, and I'm glad Jungle Boy turned heel. So finally, Jungle Boy is a heel. That's what I'm talking about. Kanusuke Takashika Shota Umo and Blackpool Combat Club versus Combat Club. John Moxley, Ritter Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston, Tomohiro Ishii, and the Elite Hangman Adam Page, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson. Now this tag team match was a fun tag team match right here. This was fun, and Tony Schiavone joined the broadcast team for the remainder of the night. Claudio and Kingston began the match, but Claudio immediately tagged in Umino. Page tagged in and locked up with Umino before hitting a boot kick on Umino. Ishii tagged in before both Ishii and Page yelled at Umino and caught him flush with a shoulder tackle. Takashika tagged in and immediately exchanged strikes with Ishii for delightful extended period of time before the two started exchanging shoulder blocks and tackles before the two collapse on the mat. The Young Bucks tag in and hit an assistant Tajiris on Takashka, a back breaker neck breaker combo on Yuta, and a drop kick on Umino. John Moxley tagged in to protect Umino, but that was until Eddie Kingston tagged in. The two old friends argued before Moxley hit a forearm on Kingston, but Kingston chopped his stripes on began exchanging chops with John Moxley for a vicious period of time before Eddie Kingston hit a chop on Yuta while Moxley hit a chop on Nick Jackson. The rest of the two the rest of the two teams brawl inside and outside of the ring, while John Moxley and Kingston continue to chop each other. Young Bucks and Page hit dives onto the outside, while Moxley and Kingston continue to exchange chops. But Claudio broke the sequence by hitting an uppercut on Kingston. Cascanoy fired away with stumps on Kingston before catching him with a vicious uppercut. Kingston fires away with chops on Claudio, but Claudio responded with a short hand lariat. Yuta tagged in and fired away with punches on Kingston before Claudio hit a cheap shot on Kingston. Takeshita tag back in and lock in a camel clutch, but Ashi came to the ring and fired away with forearm strikes on Takeshita, but Takeshita responded with a vicious forearm strike on Ashi, knocking him out. Umo tagged in Umino tag in and stomp away at Kingston before Claudio tagged back in and hit a series of uppercuts on Kingston in the corner, but Kingston propped back up and hit a lariat on Claudio. Moxley tagged in and blocked Kingston from making the tag. Moxley and Kingston argue again and exchange vicious chops yet again before lying on each other with laying each other out with lariats. Ashi and Umo tag back in with Ashi hitting and shoulder tackle on Umino and Yuta. Ashi then exchanged strikes with Claudio before Claudio went for a vertical suplex, but Ashi blocked it and hit a brainbuster on Claudio. Umino and Takeshita attack Ashi before they hit a power bomb / reverse DT combo on Ashi for a near fall. Moxley tagged in, but Ashi pushed Moxley into Umino before hitting a German suplex on Moxley and a Setso suplex on Umino. Page tagged in and hit a tag in fired away with lariats on everyone in sight before hitting a fall away slam on Takeshita and a dive on Yuta, but Yuta a boot kick on Takeshita onto the arms of the Jacksons before hitting Takeshita with a hanging shooting star press back in the ring. Page hit a lariat on Takeshita for a near fall. Takeshita caught Page with a vicious forearm before the Elite caught Takeshita with a double insecurity / Larry combo on Takeshita. The Young Bucks hit a sliced bread combo on Takeshita before going for the golden trigger, but Takeshita evades before catching the Jacksons with a double German suplex. The Jacksons caught Takeshita, Claudio, and Moxley with a third kick before going for another third kick on Moxley, but Eddie Kingston pushes Moxley out of the way. Moxley hit a Death Rider on Nick Jackson before Takeshita hit a Blue Thunder Bomb on Matt for a near fall. Takeshita hit a tombstone on Matt Jackson before hitting him with a wheelbarrow suplex into Yuta's German suplex for a near fall. Umino and Moxley hit the heart attack on Matt before Claudio and Yuta hit a swinging / dropkick combo for a near fall. Claudio and Yuta went for the rocket launcher, but Nick Jackson blocked it before Ashi hit a superplex on Yuta for a near fall. Kingston and Ashi hit a Gamagoni / lariat sandwich combo on Yuta for a near fall. Yuta got a pin on Ashi, but Nick Jackson broke the pin. Everyone came in before Moxley caught Eddie Kingston with a cutter, but the Johnsons caught Mossy with a thirst kick. Page went for the buckshot, but Yuta invaded and hit a German suplex. Ashi popped back up and hit a vicious layer on Yuta before Ashi hit the sheer drop brainbuster on Yuta for the pinfall win. The winner of the match, Eddie Kingston, Tomorrow Ashi, and the Elite Hangman Page and Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson. This was a fun tag team match right here. AEW Women's World Championship match. Tony Storm coming by Saraya and Ruby Soho versus Willow Nightingale. This match right here, I did not really care. I did not really care about this match. Um, the match began with the two locking up before Willow dropped Storm onto the mat for a near fall. Before Storm rolled out of the ring, back in the ring. Willow dropped Storm again before going rolling up and getting a lariat press into a screw slam on Storm. Willow hit a standing hip attack on Storm before sending her to the outside. Willow took out Rubisola and Soraya before she got back into the apron, but Tony Storm caught her with a hip attack to send her crashing into the ringside floor before Soraya and Rubisola stop away at Willow. Back in the ring, Soraya pulled Willow from her hair, while Storm laid her boot on Willow. Storm hit a snap suplex on Willow for a near fall before transitioning to locking and a full Nelson on Willow. Tony Storm continued to hold the full Nelson, but Willow got out of the hole before hitting a third kick on Storm. Storm hit a stunner on Willow onto the top rope before going for the Storm Zero on Willow, but Willow responded with a Death Valley driver onto the apron. Willow then picked Tony Storm back up before hitting a running Death Valley driver for a near fall. Sorrell tossed spray paint to Tony, but the referee caught her with a kick caught her and kicked Russo and Soraya out of the match. Willow hit a vicious lariat before attempting a moonsault press, but Tony Storm evaded before hitting a DDT, a vicious hip attack, and a swinging DDT on Willow for a near fall, with Storm being busted open from the nose. Willow hit a vicious spine buster on Tony Storm before locking in the side Indian death lock on Storm, but Storm broke the hold by hitting Willow's knee. Tony Storm went for another hip attack, but Willow caught her with the pounce to send her outside. Willow hit a hip attack and a series of corner lariats. Tony Storm got the referee between herself and Willow, which was followed by Tony Storm guarding Willow in the eyes before hitting Storm Zero for the pinfall win. And the winner of the match, Tony Storm. So we get the IWGP United States Championship match. Kenny Omega, accompanied by Don Callis, versus Will Osprey. This was the match of the year right here. This was a match of the year. Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay tore the house down on this match right here. This was the match of the year. The dream rematch began with the two having a stare down as the crowd surrounded Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay lock up before Kenny Omega got a wrist lock on Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay responded with a headlock. Kenny Omega lock in another wrist lock before transitioning into a snapmare into a headlock on Ospreay. But Will Ospreay responded with an elbow breaker on Kenny Omega. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega exchanged headlock and head scissors holds before Will Ospreay got a headstand to break the hold. But Kenny Omega spiked Will Ospreay's head. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega exchanged strikes in the corner before Will Ospreay hit a knife edge chop on Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega went for the one-winged angel, but Will Ospreay ready. The two went for their signature moves before Will Ospreay went for a kick on Kenny Omega, but Kenny Omega ducked before the two had a second stare down. Will Ospreay dumped Kenny Omega's eyes before slamming Kenny Omega's head into the top turnbuckle before he hit a chop on Kenny Omega in the corner. Will Ospreay hit knees lift on Kenny Omega in the head in an abdomen before going for a shoulder block. But Kenny Omega evaded before hitting a Hurricanrana and you can't escape combo on Will Ospreay for a near fall. Kenny Omega ran the ropes, but Don Callis pulled Kenny Omega's leg. The two giant security guards stepped across from Kenny Omega as the referee ejected Don Callis from the match. Will Ospreay hit a diving crossbody on Kenny Omega before tossing him into the stairs, damaged Kenny Omega's knee. Back in the ring, Will Ospreay hit a spinning side backbreaker on Kenny Omega for a near fall. Will Ospreay hit a forearm shiver on Kenny Omega's back, but Kenny Omega responded with a series of vicious shots before Will Ospreay hit a gut kick into a brainbuster on Kenny Omega for a near fall. Will Ospreay locked in the ambitional stretch on Kenny Omega before catching him with a cross chop into the abdomen. Kenny Omega got back up and hit the bulldog, followed by kicking Will Ospreay in the tight before in the thigh before hitting the dunk on Will Ospreay for a near fall. Kenny Omega kick Kenny Omega hit a kick on Will Ospreay, but Will Ospreay responded with a backflip into a thirst kick before hitting Kenny Omega with a hanging shooting star press on Kenny Omega, followed by the Oz cutter on Kenny Omega into the apron. Will Ospreay replied the recept that Kenny Omega gave him on the Wrestle Kingdom 17 by slamming Kenny Omega's head into the top of the broadcast table. All while the referee booed Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay got the broadcast table lid and slammed Kenny Omega's head into the lid, busting Kenny Omega's head wide open to make the cleaner bleed in a large amount of march him out. Back in the ring, Will Ospreay fired away with forearm strikes before kissing his bicep filled with Kenny Omega's blood. The two exchange strikes before Will Ospreay hit a rolling elbow on Kenny Omega. Will Ospreay aimed at Kenny Omega and hit Omega with a vicious V trigger to send him into the apron. As Will Ospreay argued with the child on the ringside, Will Ospreay then got a Canadian flag and put it in his royal nerves before picking his nose with the flag. But Kenny Omega caught him flush with a lariat. Kenny Omega got the flag and hit two maple leaves bells on Will Ospreay before hanging Will Ospreay with a flag on the Ospreay before Will Ospreay rolled to the outside before catching Will Ospreay with a V trigger to the barricade. Kenny Omega then slammed Will Ospreay's head into the stairs, busting Will Ospreay open from the head. Kenny Omega then hit Will Ospreay with a DDT into the stairs. Back in the ring, Kenny Omega tried to lock in a Juji got him on Will Ospreay, but Will Ospreay reverses it with a powerbomb to break the hold. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega exchanged a strikes of German suplexes before Will Ospreay hit a backward headbutt. Kenny Omega hit a broke knee on Will Ospreay, but Will Ospreay responded with a running Spanish fly for a near fall. Will Ospreay got Kenny Omega locked in the sharpshooter before transitioning into the crossface on Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega tried to roll through to break the hold, but Will Ospreay maintained the hold, cutting Kenny Omega's nose and mouth from breathing before Kenny Omega got a roll break. Will Ospreay hit a series of kicks on Kenny Omega before catching him with a chop, but Kenny Omega responds with a chop of his own. The two exchange strikes again before Will Ospreay hit a vicious headbutt on Kenny Omega, followed by a vicious roundhouse kick and a thirst kick. Will Ospreay went for another Oz cutter, but Kenny Omega blocked it by hitting a nasty knee strike on Will Ospreay's neck. Kenny Omega Kenny Omega hit two of Snapdragon suplexes before hitting knee strike to the back, a poison runner, and a power driver for a near fall. Kenny Omega got Osprey and hit a Ugroshi before hitting a V trigger in the middle of the turnbuckle. Kenny Omega got Will Osprey up and went for the avalanche, one ring angel, but Will Osprey evaded and trapped Kenny Omega's head in the top turnbuckle before catching him with a thirst kick to send him to the outside. Will Osprey hit a finish splash on Kenny Omega on the outside. Back in the ring, Will Ospreay hit a blind blind sight on Kenny Omega before going for the hidden blade. But Kenny Omega evaded before catching Will Ospreay with a big trigger and attempting a lariat, but Will Ospreay rolled over Kenny Omega before catching him with a tiger bomb for a near fall. Will Ospreay popped back up and hit a top rope Oz cutter on Will Ospreay, but Kenny Omega kicked out at 2. Will Ospreay went for the Oz cutter, but Kenny Omega caught him with a power driver. Don Callis came back to ringside area despite being kicked out. Kenny Omega hit 2 vicious rising knee strikes on Will Ospreay before hitting a V trigger on Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega went for the V trigger on Will Ospreay, but Don Callis blocks it. Kenny Omega still went ahead and hit the V trigger on Will Ospreay. The referee was not aware Don Callis passed Will Ospreay the screwdriver. Kenny Omega went for the one wing angel on Will Ospreay, but Will Ospreay spiked Kenny Omega with the screwdriver before hitting the V trigger on the Stormbreaker for a near fall. Will Ospreay got Kenny Omega and hit a gargoyle before slamming Kenny Omega with a one winged Angel on Kenny Omega, but Kenny Omega kicked out at 1 to the warning of the crowd. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega exchange palm strikes. A thirst kick and a knee strike before Kenny Omega hit the brainbuster on Will Ospreay. Kenny Omega went for the one wing angel on Will Ospreay, but Will Ospreay blocked it before Kenny Omega hit a hanging German for a near fall. They continued to exchange moves before Will Ospreay hit a nasty Tiger Driver 91 for a near fall. Will Ospreay ended proceedings by hitting the hidden blade into the Stormbreaker for the pinfall win. The winner and your new IWGP United States Champion, Will Ospreay. This was the match of the year. Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay tore the house on of this match. This was the match of the year. So we get Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito versus Lee Suzuki, God, Miro Suzuki, and Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. And this tag team match was okay for what it was. Nato and Guerrero began the match before Guerrero tried to lock up Nato, lock up with Nato, but Nato ducked him. Nato tried to lock up with Guerrero, but Guerrero ducked under Nato. Nato got a headlock on Sammy Guerrero, but before hitting him with a gut kick, but Guerrero responded with a corkscrew drop kick. Nato tossed Guerrero out of the ring before teasing the rope, teasing a rope. Teasing a toe, but instead rolled into the mat and did the Terra pose to the delight of the crowd. Sammy Guerrero hit an insecurity and ran the ropes, but Nato hit a arm drag followed by a running drop kick on Guerrero. Darby Allin tagged in to confront Guerrero, but Suzuki tagged in instead. Darby Allin and Suzuki exchanged forearm strikes, but Suzuki learned back before dropping Darby Allin with a forearm, busting Darby Allin's mouth open. Darby Allin hit a overhead chop on Suzuki, but Suzuki responded with a slap. Darby Allin went for the coffin splash, but Suzuki caught him with a pin before Darby Allin reverses it for a near fall. Sting tag in and lock eyes with Suzuki to the ward of the crowd, but that was stopped when Suzuki tagged Chris Jericho in. Suzuki and Chris Jericho attacked Sting from behind and Sammy Guevara joined, but Darby Allin and Nato got Suzuki and Sammy Guevara out of the ring. Jericho went for the Stinger splash on Sting, but Sting evaded before locking in the Scorpion Deathlock. Sting went for the hold, but Sammy Guevara caught him with a headbutt off the top rope. Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho hit a double shoulder tackle on Sting before Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara and Suzuki posed in the corner. Sammy Guevara lay in a series of punches on Sting, but Sting slammed Sammy Guevara with a flapjack before attacking at Darby Allin. Darby Allin hit some rapid fire offense on Sammy Guevara before Darby Allin hit a cold red on Sammy Guevara for a near fall. Sammy Guevara responded by hitting an avalanche smash Spanish fly on Darby Allin for a near fall. Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara butted heads before Nato tagging. Nato hit a boot kick on Chris Jericho, followed by a Hurricane before spinning in Jericho's face and hitting a neckbreaker. Suzuki, Sammy Guevara, and Chris Jericho lock in the sleepers on all members of the Steamborn turnovers before Darby Allin hit a tope on Suzuki. Darby Allin went for a tope on Chris Jericho, but Chris Jericho caught him with the uppercut. Back in the ring, Sammy Guevara caught Nato with a knee strike before he sent Sting into the barricade. Chris Jericho got a table and placed Sting on the table before demanding Sammy Guevara to hit a dive on Sting. Sammy Guevara obliged and hit a 630 on Sting into the table. Back in the ring, Chris Jericho went for the lion saw, but Nato blocked it before attempting to Destino, but Chris Jericho blocked it and locked in a Boston Crab, but Sting broke the hold before Suzuki got involved. Jericho hit the code breaker on Nato, but Nato kicked out. Suzuki tagged back in and tried to attack Nato, but Sting came back into Sting, Darby Allin, and to shoot Nato the ring. Sting and Nato hitting the atomic drop, slash roll and pin on Suzuki for the pinfall win. The winner of the match, Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Nato. This match was okay. This match was, was fun for what it was. This was fun match. Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada. This match was good. This was a good match. The Dream Match main event begins with the two locking up before Danielson went for a Jurigatomi on Okada, but Okada baited the whole as the crowd chant, you're gonna get your freaking head kick in at Okada and Bryan Danielson run in Ring of Honor. Danielson got Okada win for the Romero special on Okada, but instead hit a double stomp on Okada's knee. The two lock up again before Okada got a headlock onto a shoulder tackle on Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson flipped over Okada before the two ran the ropes, but Okada caught him in the jaw with a back elbow before hitting a snapmare into a sliding drop kick to send Okada to the outside. On the outside, Okada hit an Irish whip on Danielson into the barricade before hitting a haluva kick to send him over the barricade. Bryan Danielson slammed Okada into the ring post before hitting a running drop kick through the ropes, followed by a diving knee on Okada off the apron. Bryan Danielson got Okada in a hammerlock before slamming Okada into the ring post yet again. Back in the ring, Danielson hit a double knee drop on Okada off the top rope for a near fall. Bryan Danielson hit a series of elbow on Okada before locking in the cattle molation transitioning onto Wheeler's Yuta seatbelt pin for a near fall. Bryan Danielson hit Baszler's stomp on Okada bent elbow before catching him with a series of chops and kicks in the corner. But Okada powered through. Bryan Danielson hit another kick on Okada's chest, but Okada fired up before slamming Bryan Danielson into the corner with an Irish whip into a flapjack. Okada hit Larry on Bryan Danielson before doing a drop step onto a ball kick on Danielson. Okada hit a back elbow on Danielson in the corner before spiking Danielson with a DDT for a near fall. Okada went for the air rag crush, but Bryan Danielson went evaded and hit an uppercut on Okada. Okada placed Bryan Danielson on the top rope before sending him crashing to the floor with a drop kick. Outside of the ring, Okada tossed Bryan Danielson over the barricade before hitting a crossbody on Bryan Danielson over the barricade in the audience area. Back in the ring, Okada locked in a money clip on Bryan Danielson, but Bryan Danielson backed Okada in the corner to break the hold. Bryan Danielson went for a corner splash on Okada, but Okada caught him in a caught him and hit an air grab neck breaker on Bryan Danielson for a near fall. Okada placed Bryan Danielson on the top rope before going for a landslide off the top rope, but Bryan Danielson locked it before hitting a shotgun dropkick on Okada off the rope. Bryan Danielson hit a series of uppercuts on Okada, but Okada responded with a series of uppercuts of his own. The two continued to exchange vicious uppercuts before Okada went for the fourth, but Bryan Danielson blocked it before hitting another drop kick. But Okada caught him flush with a shotgun drop kick. Bryan Danielson floating over Okada's attempt of a tombstone before hitting a German suplex with two running kick on Okada, but Okada responded with a drop kick. Okada went for a Rainmaker, but Bryan Danielson evaded before Okada caught Bryan Danielson again with another drop kick on Danielson. Okada went for a diving elbow, but Danielson reverses it with a Judy got me before transitioning into the libel lock on Okada. But Okada grabbed the ropes for the rope break. Bryan Danielson hit a penalty kick on Okada's back. Bryan Danielson went for the top rope, but Okada caught him and went for the Rainmaker, but Bryan Danielson caught him with a kick. Bryan Danielson went for the yes kick on Okada before attempting a roundhouse kick, but Okada evaded and hit Bryan Danielson with a tombstone on the ramp. Back in the ring, Okada hit an elbow drop on Bryan Danielson off the top rope before signaling for the Rainmaker. Okada tried to pick Bryan Danielson back up, but the referee briefly stopped the match before the medical staff checked on Bryan Danielson. Okada went for the Rainmaker while Bryan Danielson was convulsing, but Bryan Danielson evaded before hitting the running knee on Bryan Danielson. Okada fired down strikes on Bryan Danielson before going for a German suplex, but Bryan Danielson landed on his feet before hitting a running knee for a near fall. Bryan Danielson began to kick Okada's head in before connecting Okada with a roundhouse kick for a near fall. Bryan Danielson rallied up the yes chant before going for a running knee, but Okada caught him with a drop kick before catching him with the Rainmaker for a near fall. Okada hit a lariat on Bryan Danielson before connecting him with a short hand lariat. Okada went for another Rainmaker, but Danielson evaded before locking in the label lock on Okada before transitioning into a figure four arm hold on Okada. Okada missed the bottom rope before Danielson continued to stomp away at Okada's head. Okada locked in the figure four arm lock yet again, leading Okada to tap out and give Bryan Danielson the submission win. The American Dragon shoot tall to end the broadcast. The winner of the match, Bryan Danielson. This was a good main event match right here. And AEW Forbidden Door goes off the air. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Forbidden Door review on highlights, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what are your thoughts on AEW Forbidden Door. AEW Forbidden Door was the best pay-per-view of the year, and I give it a 9.9 out of 10. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications to get notified when I premiere a brand new video or go live on YouTube every Sunday and every Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Follow my social media, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And I will see you guys tonight for my WWE Raw review and highlights. This your boy, bigboyfactsjonnytv. Have a great Monday. Stay safe and always stay positive. Keep your crew, keep your kings, keep your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang.